You are of the view that that application of the clip and the viewing or the reviewing thereof in an open court will assist your client in the rebuttal of the allegations, the submission by the state that the confessions were made freely and voluntarily. If it's going to assist you, I must accord you the opportunity to call whatever evidence.
That's correct, madam.
And subsequently, I have to review whatever evidence is before me when I'm coming to decide on that issue, whether the confessions were made freely or voluntarily or not.
The court pleases.
Okay?
That's correct, madam.
And as we all know, a ruling can be... Hello?
Yes.
A ruling can be reversed.
Yes.
When the court hears evidence which is contrary to the ruling being lawful, which the court has made, that court or this court can revoke that ruling so that there is no prejudice. The problem comes when I say you mustn't bring the application. So I mustn't be understood that you mustn't bring. You are entitled to bring it if you want to. And the other fact you must reconcile yourself with are proceedings which are recorded through the devices in court. Are those court records? Is that a court record? Are you with me?
That's correct. I'm with you, man.
Yeah. It's different when you take a court document, like you were doing with Mr. Ginanda yesterday, and you say page 27, line 7, paragraph what. That is a court record.
That's correct.
However, that screen which records the proceedings can be categorized as forming part of a court record. You must also prepare a submission for me on that. But you can use it. Okay?
Court pleases me.
Anybody who wants to add anything to what I've said?
No, my lord. No, sir.
Mr. Mnisi? Yeah, just on record, who is going to stand up for Mr. Numal?
My lord, I confirm that Mr. Numal requested me to stand in for him.
Yeah, fine, okay. Yeah, he did approach me in chambers and said today there's a court in Peter Maritzburg. In the High Court, they've issued an order that he should appear there. That's why he won't be present here. But he told me that he has spoken to one of his colleagues to stand in his stead, and on Friday he'll be present. Okay, so you can continue, sir.
Because inkantolo beyibuza ukuthi ummeli wakho Ntanzi ufuna ukufaka lesicelo na sokuthi loya mfanekiso ubonakaliswe loyana lo uphakamise isandla ukuthi awufuni loya mmeli yakhe manje ummeli wakho uthi yebo uzimisela ukuthi angafaka leso sicelo because inkantolo beyibele imexwayisa futhi imbonisa nezinye izinto zomthetho kodwa ithi akunankinga uma ingabe ummeli wakho efuna ukufaka leso sicelo nangokho lezo zinto lo mfanekiso loyo kuwumfanekiso na oyikuthi ungasetshenziswa la enkantolo njengezinto ezenzakele la enkantolo ngokomthetho ama-records womthetho njengoba kungasi inkantolo ekuthi ikhiphe ukuthi kube nama-camera ukuthi akhona ngenxa yokuthi leli cala kuyicala elisesimeni esifana nalezi manje-ke inkosi yenkantolo beyimbonisa ukuthi okunye izinto ekuthi bekangazigwema kodwa uma engabe angafuna ukuthi afake leso sicelo kulungile angasifaka leso sicelo ayimvimbi inkantolo.
Okay, yes, Mr. Mgomezulu.
Thank you.
Mr. Kininda,
You're still under oath, eh? I mean, you know that.
Yes, thank you, my lord.
But the SCA doesn't know that.
I know, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, sir.
thank you, Madam. Relating to the AVL system that was presented in court as evidence by Mr. Dupreez, I'm not going to, I'll not go through all the stops or all the places where driven, where that vehicle was driven by Sergeant Mkhane, but there are certain spots or places where they are relevant insofar as the version of accused number 2. All right. Firstly, it has been placed on record during cross-examination that on the 18th, a motor vehicle stopped at an engine garage in Albertine. And according to the version of accused number 2, his instruction was that after they went to Carltonville, or to the place where he's working, Mr. Mkhane and Sergeant Mabena were driving a Toyota Fortuner, and he saw a board reflecting Albertine next to that engine garage. That's where they stopped. So I'm putting to you that that version of accused number 2 has been confirmed by the AVL of the 18th. Can you dispute it?
No, I can't dispute it. I can't dispute that, my lord, because I was not there. I was not driving with the accused.
Okay.
Umangalelo wesibini yena uthe ngalesikhathi bekade kushayelwa imoto eya laphaya emsebenzini, yena ithe makulebele kuhanjwa uye wabona iboard ebhalwe Albertine kula ukuthi imoto iye yama ngakhona. Manje ungakwazi ukuphika lokho na ukuthi cha ngoba bengingekho ngeke ngikwazi ukuphika lokho?
So that's why he alleged that he was assaulted next to that engine garage, and most of the witnesses obviously denied that. And at that garage,
All the witnesses denied that.
all the witnesses,
Because when you say most of them, it means some others didn't deny
all
that.
the witnesses denied that. Thereafter, he he said when they stopped at that garage, they were joined by Jonathan, Mapumulo and Buthelezi, where the assault took place. After that, they traveled. On that night, they went to, because he was taken to another motor vehicle that was driven by Jonathan. They went to a place next to or near a dumping area. That's when you feature in, where you arrived with Sergeant Mukhola and another male person who was wearing braces.
Excuse me, my lord, what time was this, if I can just
On the
get here?
18th, in the evening of the 18th of April.
No, but that's not true, my lord. As I said, I met the accused in Carltonville, followed the alibi, found to be false. We parted ways. I've never seen him again until I met him on the 19th at Booking Police Station. So I never had any encounter.
Sorry to interject. Mr. Mgomezulu's question relates to the 18th. When
Yes.
first, in other words, if you want to respond,
Yes.
when first did you meet that person? Because it is put to you that actually you did meet him on the 18th in the evening. That's the assertion.
Yes, my lord. That's what I'm saying, my lord, that I did meet him on the 18th at Carltonville mine. This is
Okay.
where we're following the alibi that says he was
Okay.
at work and found to be false. Subsequent to that meeting and the admissions, or rather utterances that he's willing to make a confessions, I left with Sergeant Mukhola. That is now from Carltonville. I never saw him again. I never traveled together with him and Sergeant Mkhane. We went our separate ways. I went to the provincial office, sorry, my national office, took my car and went home, and only met him the following day in the evening. This is after his court appearances at Bouquet. So on the 18th, my lord, I only met him in Carltonville to follow up on the first false alibi. Thereafter, we parted ways. I was never in Albertine, my lord, with him.
ummeli kaMmangalelwa wesibini uthi yena ithema ngale ngase Albertini eno Sergeant Mokhola yena noMabhena kulayi ukuthi kuye kwafika uJonathan uButhelezi nomunye futhi kulayi ukuthi bona mabafika kuye kwaqhutshekwa ukuthi ashawe wasuswa wafakwa kwenye imoto le ebekade kuhamba aboJonathan ngayo wayisiwa kwenye indawo ethize nalapho kulayi ukuthi ubrigadier uye wafika ehamba noSergeant Mokhola. Sergeant ubrigadier uyala uthi cha mina uMmangalelwa wesibini ngiqale ukumbona eCarltonville njengoba besiya siyophenya le ndaba yasemsebenzini njengoba bekathi bekasemsebenzini. Ukusuka lapho angizange ngimbone ngoba ithema ngisuka eCarltonville ngengaya emsebenzini ngathatha imoto yami ngahamba ngaye ekhaya ngazohlangana naye kusasa uma sisephukeni. Angizange mina ngibe naye uMmangalelwa ebusuku kule ndawo le ayichaza.
Sorry. And furthermore, my lord, that's why I said, and I've testified about this area, that for me, based on the OBs that were collected of his detention on that very same day, my lord, there was no indication that he was assaulted, because I had the privilege of organizing the OBs. Subsequent to the mechanical fault that was reported by Sergeant Mukhani, that was reported to me by Sergeant Mukhani, I do know that subsequently was was booked, he was taken through the OB registers in the morning hours of the 19th, booked out for court proceedings on the 19th. Nowhere does it reflect at any stage that he was assaulted when he was there.
Futhi
Okay, yeah.
futhi uMmangalelwa mina uma ngibuka konke la kubhalwe khona akukho la ukuthi kuye kwabhalwa ukuthi uMmangalelwa ungene eshayiwe noma ekhishwa eshayiwe estokisini, ngoba uma ngisuka mina uma ngiyobuka nazo lezo incwadi ezibhaliwe azikho la zibonakalisayo ukuthi nangu uMmangalelwa makangena epolice station ethize unempawu zokuthi ushayiwe noma uthe ushayiwe, akukho la kuchaza khona.
Sorry, Mr. Mgomezelo, for clarity, the court's clarification. You're putting it to Brigadier Gnenda that at the dumping area he was there.
That's correct, ma'am.
And he came with Mahole,
Yes.
the lady,
Yes. Sergeant Mokhola.
Sergeant Mahole.
That's correct.
And you say your client was assaulted there.
That's correct.
Now, Mahole too, being a woman, assaulted, because you say he was assaulted there. You didn't differentiate whether Mahole being a woman didn't assault or what. So I take it when you say he was assaulted by all the police there, you include Mahole.
My lord, on record, I've put that he was assaulted by Jonathan, Mabhena, Buthelezi.
Yes.
And on the arrival of Brigadier Gnenda with Sergeant Mokhola and the man with the braces,
Yes.
and Sergeant Mohani now was not participating in
Yeah,
the...
Mohani, you say he just looked,
Yes,
but you never dealt with Mahole.
never.
That's what I want to know.
Yes. The only version I got in relation to Mokhola assaulting was from accused number 1, that she participated in the assault of accused number 1. That's the instruction I got from accused number 1.
And then the man with braces,
No,
he did nothing.
he did not.
He just played with his braces.
I beg your pardon?
He just played with his braces.
No, I can't say that.
Because you say he was there also.
Maybe he was accompanying
No.
Brigadier Gnenda. I
want
don't even know him.
to get your client's version so that
Yes.
I mustn't be confused.
Yes,
Because the police and the SWAT team,
yes,
you are saying they assaulted your client.
that's correct.
Right.
As they were mentioned,
Yes,
Jonathan,
yes. Okay, fine.
Mabhena and Buthelezi.
Okay, fine. Okay,
Yes.
thanks.
Manje mawuthi uMmangalelwa wesibini ushayiwe kuleya ndawo la kulapha khona izibi, ubrigadier uma kefika nalensizwa le enye noSergeant Mokhola nabo bafike bamshaya na noSergeant Mokhola lo wesifazana washaya na uMmangalelwa wesibini, uthi cha ngithe uJonathan uMabhena uMaphumulo yibona ukuthi baye bashaya uMmangalelwa wesibini. Eyokushaywa kwakaMangal eyokushaya umhula la ashaye umuntu khona kulama kashaya umangalelo wokuqala akusukuthi ngomangalelo wesibini uye wamshaya nakho.
Okay.
Yes. My Lord, no, I denied it. It's not true. As I said, I was not there. If I was in the vicinity or company of accused number 2, I would have recorded, as I did when we followed the alibi. There's no reason for me not to mention that I'm with him. And secondly, there is no way I would have allowed, as an officer, because then I was a colonel, I was a full colonel, I would have allowed junior members to embark on such atrocious acts. There is no way, there is no purpose, there was no benefit in that. I warned the accused according to his rights. He voluntarily and freely told me that he's prepared to make a confession. What will be the purpose of the assault, my Lord? But I wasn't there. The only thing that I was told about was that there was a car, there was a mechanical issues with the vehicle, and subsequently then they made it back to the police station. So I deny that I was there and witnessed any assault.
Manje ke ubrigadier uthi le ndaba yokushawa kukaMangalelo wesibili wayekade engekho futhi njengoba kuthiwa uye wafika kuleyo ndawo uMangalelwa elibele eshawa uthi yena bengeke avume ukuthi umsolwa ashawe ngenxa yokuthi ngaleso sikhathi bekuKenneth bekanamandla wokuthi avimbe noma akhuze abantu abashaya umuntu oyikuthi yena ngokwakhe uyasho ukuthi ufuna ukugonyuluka ufuna ukuchaza ukuthi kwenzakele futhi yena njengomphathi wabo bengeke abavumele ukuthi bashaye uMangalelwa noma umsolwa yena ekhona bekungena sizathu bekungenanto ebazoyizuza uma beshaya umuntu isikhulukazi yena ngokwakhe uma eyena athi uyafisa ukuthi akhulume axoxe ukuthi kwenzakele.
If we proceed to the following day, the 19th, okay, on that, in the early hours of the 19th, at 2:30, that's when he was booked back at Pretoria North. And few minutes and few hours, he was booked out again. And that's when he was told that he was going to appear in Foslorus. Suddenly, according to him, he saw himself in Soweto. He's not familiar with Soweto, but what is important about what his version is that he did not sign any document, maybe could be purported to be a confession, in the morning of the 19th of June 2020.
My Lord, what I know, there was an understanding between myself and accused 2 on the 19th that he is freely and voluntarily willing to make a confession to an independent officer. Subsequent to that, arrangements were made for such a confession to be taken, and indeed it was taken. The document I received from Lieutenant Colonel Rappard, I think a day or so or after, in his office in Ennerdale, was signed on the portion where accused 2, or rather a deponent or a suspect is supposed to be signing. It was signed, my Lord. And I didn't get any indication, as I've said, even when I met him later on that day, on the 19th, because the confession was concluded just before midday. When I met him later in Phuking at the police station, there was no indication, my Lord, that he's got complaints. But subsequent to that, my Lord, even in Phuking, he was detained there when the ammunition was found, and then booked out again to Primrose police station. Nowhere does it reflect even there, my Lord, that it's at any stage he complained of assault or any assault were detected, my Lord.
Manje ke ntathabusa imizuzu emashumi amathathu ngemva kwehora lesibini uMangalelwa wesibini yena uye wathathwa wafakwa estokisini bamkhipha ngemva kwesikhashanyana amahora ambalwa yena wazibeka isuka eFosflorus kodwa ugcine sekazibona eSoweto le ukuthi akayazi iSoweto uMangalelwa wesibini nge-19 zika June 2020 bese kulayi ukuthi ugcine sekazohlangana noma sekabonana nobrigadier uyaphika ubrigadier uthi cha lokho mina angikwazi engikwaziyo nje ukuthi uMangalelwa yena ngokwakhe uye wathi uyafisa ukuthi akhulume ukuthi kwenzakeleni ingakho egcine sekuthi uyisiwa khona eSoweto ukuze ayokhuluma khona lapho. Mina ke ngubrigadier ngathola lawo maphepha abekade ummangalelwa asayinile kuwo la kusayina khona umuntu mayeqeda ukukhuluma istatement esifana naleso. Bese ke mina ngiye ngahlangana naye, sengihlangana naye futhi ePhukeni. Wagcinwa khona lapho eStokisini ePhukeni, wasuswa ePhukeni wayisiwa ePrimrose. Kulaye ukuthi mina nommangalelwa besilibele sihlangana khona nala sihlangene khona ePhukeni. Akazange ummangalelwa angitshele noma angazise ukuthi unesikhalazo esithize ngento eyenzakele kuye. Yena ummangalelwa zange angitshele lokho.
Brigadier, I appreciate the fact that there's so much that you want to explain, but I'll ask you to at least give me an answer according to the question that I'm asking, and because the reason is because I'm following the instruction as it is, because I'm not in Bukeng as yet. I'm still at Moroka police station. Then my instruction and the questions that I need to put across to you, they must make such a relevant sequence. Because what I want to, when I'm asking you, the version that I'm putting across to you, it must be confirmed by the AVL system. That's why I'm taking two things in one time, so that we can have a smooth.
My Lord, I understand it, but my explanation, in other words, I do give an answer, and then I give an explanation in relation to the specific the council is referring to. So it's not that I'm giving answers that are haphazard. So I will say, for example, on the 18th, this is not correct. When I refer to the OBs, I'm referring to the OBs of the 18th. Now on the 19th, I've referred to the 19th, and I've referred to the occurrence book of the 19th in Bukeng, and subsequently when he was moved to Primrose, because it's relevant to the question that I'm being asked, my Lord.
Uthumeli ucela ukuthi ubrigadier aphendule lokho ambuza kona. Uyazwisisa futhi uyajabula nokuthi kunezinye azigcwaliselayo, kodwa ucela ukuthi aphendule lokho ambuza kona ngenxa yokuthi usahamba ngendlela ethize ukuthi ucebiswe ummangalelwa ukuthi abuze kanjena nakanjena azilandelelane. Manje ubrigadier uthi uma ngiphendula bese ngiyagcwalisela kuzo lezo zinto zangalo lolanga ongibuza ngalo, akusukuthi ngikhuluma ngezinto zelanga elithize ngombuzo othize. Ngiphendula ngigcwalise kulezi zinto ukuthi usakhuluma ngazo ezihambelanayo nawo lo mbuzo owubuza.
For instance, accused number 2 confirmed that he was transported from Pretoria to Moroka, although he didn't know that he was at Moroka, and that was also confirmed by the AVL. After Moroka, he was transported to Foslora's court, and that is also confirmed by the AVL. This is what I'm putting across to you so that we flow with the...
No, I agree, my Lord. And the AVL records, I seem to recall that they reflect such, that he went to Moroka and went to, subsequent to that, then he went to Foslora's Magistrate Court, my Lord. We agree.
Mangalelo wesibini yena uthe ususwe esiphoyiseni sase Pretoria wayisiwa eMoroka, nangokho wayekade engazi ukuthi kuseSoweto kuseMoroka, kodwa uyisiwe khona kusuka lapho wayisiwa eFosloras enkantolo. Uthi yebo ubrigadier uyavuma njengoba neAVL ichaza isho kanjalo.
And it is further my instruction that at Fosloras he did not confirm, he did not appear in court. That has been confirmed by Sergeant Mkhan to say he did not appear in court, but because the matter was not placed on the roll. Soon thereafter, they traveled. When they traveled, he saw a boat bearing Albertine. This is the second time he saw the boat reflecting the name Albertine. That is also confirmed in terms of what he explained by the AVL. Because according to the AVL, they drove from Foslora's Court, joined N3 and off-ramp at Heidelberg Road. they joined Heidelberg Road.
My Lord, as I said, I was not there. I was not traveling with him, so I'm not sure how can I assist counsel on that.
Manje ke ithema kusukwa ke enkantolo yaseFosloras kulayi ukuthi uthi umangalelwa uye manje sekuyihlandla lesibini ebona ibhodi ebekade ibhalwe Albertine naye ukuthi iyavune AVL nayo ivumelana nayo uthi ubrigadier bengingekho ngeke ngikwazi ukuvuma noma ukuphika lokho.
So when they joined Heidelberg Road, there were stops at that road. There was a stop at Heidelberg Road. And they were driving towards, after that stop, they were driving towards New Market in Albertine. And that has been confirmed by the AVL. And where they stopped, he said it was near a dumping area where he was assaulted.
My Lord, like I said, I was not there really. I really don't know. I'm not shying away with the answer, but I was not traveling with them.
Semani qhezuka ke kumgwaqo uHeidelberg nina niyenaya kwindawo ebizwa iNew Market. Kunendawo nalapho eyikuthi niyenaya khona endaweni yenu. Did you say a dumping or
Next to a dumping area.
next to a dumping area niyenaya ngaseduze kwendawo la kulahlwa khona izibi kula ukuthi nakhona uye washawa uthi ubrigadier inkosi yenkantolo bengingekho angeke ngikwazi ukusho ukuthi ngiphendule kanjani ngoba ngangade ngekho lapho.
What I do know, my Lord, is that on the 19th, as I indicated, when I met him at Bukeng police station, the very same day, because subsequent to all these activities of going to Morocco, because that's what I recall, that I was told something was forgotten in Morocco police station. Then we met in Bukeng police, SAPS. I did not see any visible injuries on accused 2. I did not get an indication that he was assaulted. Even the occurrence book at that station when he was detained does not reflect such, my Lord.
Futhi ke inkosi yenkantolo uma ngiqhubeka ngalo lelo langa lange 18 njengoba bekade 19 ngelanga le 19 njengoba umangalelo wayekade ebuya eMroka kuyiwa eFosloras mina uma ngiyohlangana naye ephukeni akukho la kubhalwe khona ukuthi umangalelwa ushayiwe futhi akukho nala ngimbone khona nami uma ngifika ngihlangana naye la ngimbone ukuthi ubekade eshayiwe noma enezimpawu zokushaywa noma yena angitshela ukuthi ushayiwe ngalo lelo suku angizange ngibuzwe lokho.
At the stop that he talks about is also shown in the AVL and bears the street name Ring Road. After that he was taken to, that's when they went to Soweto. That's according to his version. From Albertine, they drove to to Soweto with Sergeant Mabena and Constable Mabena and Sergeant Mukhani. He saw a motor vehicle entering Chris Hani Baragona Hospital, where for the first time he saw Colonel Rappard, but he didn't know that it was Colonel Rappard. They entered the premises. That's when they took that man who left his keys to his wife and joined them. Where they stopped, according to his version, they stopped at a place next to
Where there are discarded ATM machines, blah, blah,
ATM
blah, blah.
machines, yes. That's where he was assaulted. He was assaulted up to the time when you arrived on that night with Sergeant Mkhola and that male person with the braces. That's when you were driving a white BMW. You sat on the edge of the back of the motor vehicle of that BMW, and you took out some document wherein you told him that he must sign here, otherwise they'll proceed with what they were doing.
Yeah. So, my lord, but that's not true, my lord. After the court proceedings, after accused 2 was not enrolled, what I recall, and I recall this on what is documented in the AVL. I might not be precise with everything. I'm not sure about the stops of Alberton, but subsequent to the Sergeant Mokhane leaving East Rand, he went to Moroka. From Moroka, the AVL shows, my lord, in that afternoon that he drove towards Pretoria, taking, I think it's the N4 to the Northwest Province. Nowhere did that vehicle drive back to Baragwanath Hospital and stop. The AVL record shows that. Nowhere does that vehicle from Moroka goes to a place with the ATM dumping site. That is not correct. And at no stage when the vehicle went to Northwest did it go back to that area, because when I left my office, I went to meet them at Pukeng SAPS. And the AVL shows such, my lord. From Moroka, it goes towards Pretoria. I think, if I recall, it's N4 towards Northwest up to the time it got to the SAPS in Pukeng. And that's where I met them. So that part of the vehicle or them going to Moroka, it's not correct because it's not supported by AVL. But secondly, I never went to meet them at an area that dumps ATM, and I did indicate, my lord, that I've never really, because ATMs are regulated, I've never seen a site, even up to today, where they dump ATMs. I don't think you can actually do that.
No, maybe got it wrong.
It's not. I've not seen it, my lord. In my whole experience as a detective or as a police officer, I've never come across such, my lord.
Ubrigadire uyala loludaba lwakho lokuthi nisukile laphaya nazodlula nibuyela eSoweto nangena esibhedlela eBaragwana la nina hlangana noKenel Rapadu ethatha izinto azisa kunkosikazi wakhe bese nibuyela eMroka bese nibuya ePretoria niye ePhukeni. Uthi cha lokho akakwazi, futhi uthi kusukela ngalesikhathi eqala ukusebenza kufikela namanje akaze yena wabona indawo la ukuthi kulahlwa khona ama-ATM, uthi ngoba ama-ATM anemithetho ethize. Nalento yokuthi ufike wahlala phezu kwemoto iBMW wakhipha amaphepha wathi wena usayine noma labantu abazoqhubeka ngento bebalibeli bayenza kuwe, uthi nayo cha akusiqiniso, akayazi leyo nto leyo, ayizange iyenzakale yena ekhona. Into ayikhumbulayo ukuthi kusuke Soweto imoto yahamba yabuyela ePretoria yathatha umgwaqo u-N4 yaya ke eNorthwest kula ukuthi naye yewahlangana nawe khona lapha ePhukeni.
And lastly, my lord, on that aspect, I did indicate that when I spoke to Colonel Rapado, requested him to assist me with the taking of the confession of accused 2, it was a person that I've never met in my whole life, so I did not even know how it looks like. It was just, one was going through the standby list at the provincial office of officers that were available that one can ask. Subsequent to that, I only met him a day or 2 days later in Enade police station for the first time, and that is where the exchanging of documents took place. In other words, where he gave me the confession in hand. That was not on the 19th, my lord.
Futhi yena ubekaqala ukuhlangana noKenel Rapado ngalesikhathi ethatha istatement ebeseni sigcwalisile wena noKenel Rapado echaza ukuthi wena wabona uRapado ngaphambi kokuthi yena ambona akaze abone uRapado ngaphambi kokuthi athole lesa statement. Yena uye wabheka nje incwadi ukuthi abobani abantu abakhona abangasiza kwi-province ukwenza i-document ezinjalo, ingakho ke ugcine sekuthi uthola uRapado and the accused is raising his hand, my lord.
May I approach the office?
Yes.
Okay. So, Brigadier Kiminda, I just want to correct you. I didn't say it's a place where they are dumping the ATMs. Maybe you heard me wrong. I said it's a place next to the ATMs that are no longer functioning, according to the version of accused number 2. That's where he was forced to sign documents that you took out from the vehicle and gave them to Colonel Rapat. Then he was forced to sign those documents. He did not make any statement. The statement was already made, but forced to sign it. After signing the statement, there was a thumbprint, a stamp for the thumbs to be printed on the papers. So that stamp, so other pages were not stamped. And according to him, that's what he had, that certain pages were not stamped, which were eventually stamped at Morocco, at that police station where he was taken to.
My Lord, I still go back to the fact that on the 19th, after the court proceedings, the vehicle went to Morocco because it boils down to that. From Morocco, Pretoria, and Northwest, nowhere did it go. It's the AVL. The records are available and we gave the defense. It doesn't, after the court proceedings, which ended around 1400 hours, I think around there, there is nowhere, if one looks at those AVL records, where that vehicle from Morocco police station goes back to Paraguanat and goes in there and then goes to a place where machines are not functioning. Because even if we take it on that context, my Lord, that the machines, ATM machines that are functioning, I've never seen that. When those things are removed by specialists, they dispose of them, I think secretly, because obviously there's financial issues involved. I've never seen a site in Soweto. I grew up in Soweto. I've never seen a site in Soweto where ATMs are just stored there because they're not functioning. So that version is not true, my Lord.
Ubrigadier uthi akulona iqiniso lolu daba lwendaba le yama ATM. Uthi ukhulele eSoweto. Akaze wayibona indawo la kubekwa khona noma la kulahlwa ama-ATM angasasebenzi. Uthi uyacabanga ukuthi ama-ATM masisi wangasasebenzi kunendawo la ukuthi ayisuka khona mhlawumbe ayo hlakazwa khona noma kwenziwe ngawo ngenxa yokuthi asebenza ngemali. Ayikho indawo la kulahlwa noma kubekwa ama-ATM eSoweto. Into ayaziyo ukuthi imoto ngaleli langa isuke eMoroka yaya ePretoria yaya eNorthwest. Kula ukuthi imoto ihambe khona uthi naye uyazi lokho ukuthi imoto ihambe lapho. Ayikho indaba leyo ukuthi imoto yeyaya kule ndawo la uthi kubekwa ama-ATM angasasebenzi. Uyakuphika lokho.
And it's my instruction that when he was transported to Puking, you did not meet them in Puking. You were traveling with them with your own motor vehicle. You were following each other. You were traveling together with, actually you were following each other until to the place where you resided.
No, that's not true, my Lord. I met them at Puking police station and the AVL shows that that vehicle, the one with the AVL, stopped at Puking police station. It was my instruction to Sergeant Mokhane that they must drive there and I will meet them. When I arrived, we identified ourselves, followed the procedures of indicating that we are there on investigation, requested the local vehicle to take us, the sector vehicle, to the address that accused 2 was taking us to. So that's not correct. I was not traveling with them, my Lord. If I was following them, why would I keep that away? It's insignificant. I was not there. I met them at Puking police station, my Lord.
Ubrigadier uyaphika futhi njengoba usho utshela ummeli wakho Ntanzi ukuthi nihlange benilandelelana bebanilandelela yena ngemoto yakhe emuva kwale ebenina nihamba ngayo. Uthi cha, akukho njalo. Yena watshela uSergeant Mokhane ukuthi ayifikele epolice station yasePhuking uzohlangana nabo lapho. Bafike bahlangana lapho bazazisa kumaphoyisa wasePhuking. Maqedwa kwakhishwa imoto yasePhuking ibekade ihamba nabo ini iya kule ndawo la bekade uhlala khona.
Some of the things are common cause, such as when you travel to Pukeng, you entered his premises, ammunition was found, he was taken to Pukeng police station. Those things are things that he never disputed. But things that are relating to his assault, relating to the docket 636. No, you understand the reason. Sometimes I did not say that to this time. The point that I'm driving to is when he was taken to Primrose, you also came in Primrose, you met him there. I think the 28th up to the date, on the 20th he met you there. That's when, on that day, you apologized to him. You apologized to Mr. Ntanzi for having been assaulted, and that's when you made a promise to him that you can offer. May I just confirm that
Hello?
may I just confirm with the accused how much was it offered?
I see.
So the point of correction is that you arrived at Pretoria police station. It was on Sunday, a day before he was taken to the dentist, because he was taken to the dentist on the 22nd of June. But you came to see him on the 21st, I believe, because it was a Sunday. That's when you apologized to him. You requested him to work with you, to cooperate, and that's why you offered him 3 million. You offered him 3 million as long as he's going to make sure that he's implicating the right people.
Yeah, I've heard it, my lord. This is the first. I mean, I've heard versions. I'm shocked. Anyway, my lord, that is
About the amount of
about the
of
amount,
bribe.
the bribe. That's actually the police are bribing accused or suspects. I've never heard. It's the first time where the state, or rather the police officers, are offering accused persons or suspects 3 million. I've never heard it. It's the first time. But I must say, my lord, it's absolutely not true. It's a lie. I'll put it in that strong context. It's absolute lies. There's no budget, my lord, that I have even to make such an offer. I didn't have a budget of 3 million for the unit during that time. As I didn't have that budget. Let's just start there. I don't have it, my lord. Now, and I don't know even if it was available, my lord, why would I do that? The accused cooperated with me on the 18th. He told me that he's willing to make a statement freely and voluntarily. Subsequent to that, on the 19th in the morning, he made a confession. The confession was made in the morning of the 19th. What is the point of going to him on the 21st and offer him whatever promises? There was no promises made.
See, yeah. So you're saying, by the way, the confession was made on the 19th?
It was made on the 19th.
Yes. Okay.
So on the 21st, which is being put now to me, my lord, the confession was made. I met the accused and discussed the issues of the confession with him on the 18th. 19th it gets made. We meet again on the 19th in the evening in King. Then he gets taken to Primrose Police Station. From then, my lord, I never met him. That is now from the 20th in the morning hours until I met him on the 22nd. I didn't meet him on the 21st. I was not the IO. Sergeant Mukhane was the one dealing with him. And there was no such offers. First, we don't, like I said, my lord, my unit that time in 2020 did not have that budget that I could give. You account as a state, but that's why I said I'm shocked, my lord. I'm out of words. Why would you offer an accused person, a suspect, money to do what, my lord? He gave a version in the form of a confession. I followed it to corroborate it, and subsequent to that, presented the evidence to the DPP. There was nothing malicious. It was based on the evidence that we had found, my lord, that led to this matter starting.
Ukuya ngobrigadier naku okwenzakele nihlangene nge-18 wena wamtshela Ntanzi ukuthi uzimisele ukukhuluma ukuthi kwenzakele bese nge-19 kulaye ukuthi uye wayokhuluma ukuthi kwenzakeleni bese ke ngazo i-19 kula uye waya ePhukeni ube kade ehlangene nawe ePhukeni leya nge-21 eyokuthi ufike yena waxolisa kuwe wathi usebenzisane naye wathi uzokunika imali elingana no 3 million yena uthi akanayo wayekade engenayo ngaleso sikhathi ne-unit asebenza kuyo yayikade ingenayo leyo mali nangokho mhlawumbe asithi yayikhona leyo mali tasikho isizathu esingayenza ukuthi yena kuyiphoyisa eliphethe angakhipha imali athi ithi nginike nangu umuntu uthi ufuna ukuze lo muntu lona aze asitshele iqiniso uthi asikho isizathu esingayenza ukuthi akhiphe imali anike umsolwa lo msolwa loyo yena ngokwakhe wayekade ethe ufuna ukukhuluma akasibona isizathu futhi nge-21 akazange nhlobo ahlangane nawe uthi lawo amanga alihlaza kudala ezwa abantu bekhuluma izinto ezihlukile kodwa le eyanamuhla uthi uyayiqala impica badala akaze wezwa ukukhulunywa indaba efana nayo.
Sorry, Counsel. Lastly, my lord, on the confession that he made on the 19th, the accused that are before court were already implicated. There's nothing that he left out. On the morning confession, although I got it a day or 2 days later, but he implicated everyone, my lord. So this assertion that I would have made a proposal with him, he implicated the role each and every person played if one looks into that confession, my lord. It's self-explanatory. You don't have to ask anything. You simply have to follow and collaborate what is contained there, my lord.
Futhi kulesiya statement lesiphecelezi i-confession wena Ntanzi usho yonke into ukhulume yonke into ukuthi ubani kulabamangalelwa ohleli nabo ukuthi lo wenzeni lo wayenzani lo ingxenye yakhe lo indima yakhe wenzeni bekungena sizathu ebesingayenza ubrigadier ukuthi agcine seyukuthi ukhipha imali engako noma umkomelo ongako ukuthi ukhulume ngoba yena bekwamele nje alandele zonke lezi zinto ekuthi usuzishiya.
And it's an unlawful act, my lord, that I will not embark on. The matter that I was seized with when it was sorry Counsel to interject. This matter, when it was given to me, my lord, it was given to me as a case to investigate. No special treatment or interest I have, as the deceased in this matter is not known to me. The accused before court are not known to me. The witnesses or all the people who were in the house are not known to me. None of the people involved in this matter, my lord, have personal relations with me or unknown to me. It was just a matter that was assigned to me, which could have been assigned to anyone. And I investigated that matter on those bases, my lord, nothing more.
Futhi bekuyinto engekho emthethweni ukuthi angayenza ubrigadier athi nawo umkomelo ngoba unikwe leli cala yena ayikho into ukuthi bekwamele ayenze ngaphandle kokuthi aphenye ngoba abantu laba umufi wayekade engamazi futhi nalabantu abekade belaphaya kulesi sigameko wayekade engabazi nani bamangalelwa uthi wayekade enganazi leli cala icala ukuthi walinikwa yena ukuthi aliphenye icala ebelinganikwa unoma ubani yena wayekade engeke ayenze leyo nto yokuthi anike umuntu imali.
Now, the question is, which day did you meet Mr. Mchiako in the presence of accused number 2?
The 23rd, my lord. I think I indicated this. The 23rd of June, the day before the confession was made of the 24th.
Hlangene nini nomnumzana uMjiyakho ummeli lo bekade enomangalelwa wesibini uthi sahlangana nge-23 ilanga ngaphambi kokuthi kwenziwe lo kugoniwe.
All right. So the 24th is the day, the following day, he made the alleged second confession before the magistrate.
Yes, that's the day he made a confession to the magistrate, my lord.
Bese ke i-24 ilanga la umangalelwa wesibini uye wayoyenza le confession futhi ku ASBini kumanje.
There's something that you said, I think it's yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, when you said you did not know how accused number 2 communicated with Mr. Mchiako, but you met Mr. Mchiako at a police station.
Yeah, my lord, what I recall, the question was put to me if I saw some letter or appointment letter, but instructions basically that were given to Mr. Mchiako, and my answer was no. The first time I met him was after I received a call that there is a legal representative who wants to consult with accused 2. I've explained that, my lord. Then I went there. That was the first time I came face to face with Mr. Mchiako for the first time in my whole life. And then obviously then he identified himself after accused 2 said this is my attorney. And then I've indicated what happened, my lord, without repeating same.
Bewuchaze ukuthi uhlangene kanjani noMjiyakho uthi mina ngiye ngacebiswa ukuthi kunomuntu othi ungummeli ufuna ukukhulumisana nomangalelwa mina kulaye ukuthi ngaya bengiqala ukuhlangana naye empilweni yami uma uMjiyakho wafika wazichaza ukuthi ungubani waphinda futhi wazishona ukuthi yena usebenza ukwenzani into ezinjalo engeke ngiphinde nanamuhla.
Yeah, the question was about instruction letter, my lord. Yes, so I responded to say no, I didn't see it, and I don't know how. You know, he would have given the instructions, but it's his constitutional rights, my lord, to be legally represented. There was nothing peculiar about it to have an attorney.
Umbuzo bengibuze ngokuthi waze umangalelwa uxhumene kanjani nommeli mina bengingazi nokuthi uxhumene kanjani kodwa ilungelo lakhe njengomuntu oyikuthi ubekade evalelwe ukuthi axhumane nommeli angazi ukuthi baxhumene kanjani.
The accused number 2 will deny having instructed Mr. Mchiako, and he denied having signed a confession before a magistrate. The only thing that he can recall after Boksburg on the day of the alleged confession, he was taken to another place next to industrial area in Germiston where he was assaulted, and that's when he bled. Some blood stains spilled on those documents. Insofar as his recollection is concerned, the document that he signed must have blood stains, not the one that was produced by the magistrate in court.
Sorry, for my understanding, the way you're putting the assertion, you say your client will deny that he has instructed Mr. Mjiako, right?
That's correct.
And then you say also your client will deny that he signed a confession before a magistrate, meaning the white lady, Ms. Kronje, right?
Correct.
And then you put a tail. What he will say is he was taken to a place in Germiston, is that it?
That's correct.
And assaulted.
That's correct.
Now I want to know, when was the assault? For my understanding, because the concatenation of events as you are narrating them, when you say he will deny, he's assaulted on which day?
On the 24th.
On the 24th.
Yes,
At what time? At about what time?
in the evening.
In the evening. And this is before or after?
It's after
he was
the-
forced to sign that
A confession,
alleged confession.
alleged confession.
Is it before or after, according to instructions?
When he was assaulted, that's when he was forced to sign a confession.
Okay, so he-
on that night
Okay,
of the 24th.
okay, fine. Okay, fine. All right.
So, my lord, what I know, maybe just for clarity, what is the question, counsel, so that I answer what you've asked me?
I'm putting a version to say accused number 2 will deny having instructed Mr. Mjiako, will deny that he signed a confession before a magistrate. The only document he signed was a document shown to him in Germiston around industrial area. That's why he was compelled, because he was beaten there, to sign the document.
Okay, no, I understand now. So, my lord, no. Let me start with Mr. Mjiako. I don't know how the instructions were given, but what I know, on the 23rd, he, accused 2, stood up and said, "This is my attorney," before the introductions by Mr. Mjiako. That is the first part. The second part, on the 23rd, on the 24th, when at a later stage I received the confession document, by the way, that did not have blood stains, because I have the original confession document, and it's available, my lord. There are no blood stains.
They say it must have blood stains.
No, it doesn't have, my lord. I can show it to the court, and we dealt with it. I think.
No, you can't show it to me. Do you want to see it, Mr.
No,
Gomezulu?
no, my lord.
It's
Okay, fine.
It's available, my lord. It does not have a single stain of blood. That I can put it that far. Now, and in that document, Mr. Mjiako is recorded by the magistrate as the legal representative of accused number 2. Furthermore, my lord, on the first appearance of this matter, I've said this before, Mr. Mjiako is on record in Boksburg Magistrate Court. He further went on record in Pukeng, where accused 2 was recorded. So I don't understand, my lord, why would such a person appear in all these matters more than once, yet there are no instructions from accused 2.
Uthi ubrigadir akazwisisi ukuthi usho njani intanzi mawuthi wena awuzange uthi umjiyakho akumele, awuzange uthi umjiyakho ummeli wakho, awuzange futhi uxhumane nokuthi umjiyakho nangu uye wena makafika ubrigadir umtshele ukuthi umjiyakho ummeli wakho. Uthi lokho akakuzwisisi into yokuqala, futhi nge-22 wena nge-24 wena uthi uye washawa waphoqwa ukuthi usayine ngale eJermiston, wena usayine incwadi ukuthi yayikade ichithelwe igazi. Uyakuphika lokho uthi le anayo yena ayinalo igazi kodwa inayo isignature yakho, futhi yena uyasho ukuthi njengoba wena uthi awusayinanga i-confession kumantshi uthi naleyo akulona iqiniso ngoba umantshi ubhalile futhi nokuthi umji yakho wayekade ekhona nayo leyo confession ekumantshi uyisayinile. Uyamangala futhi nokuthi kuza kanjani ukuthi wena mawuthi umji yakho kwakungasummeli wakho kuza kanjani uma uqala ukuvela la kuleli cala umji yakho wayekhona kuza kanjani ephutyeni umji yakho wayekade ekhona.
My Lord, I also wanted to add that that confession in my recollection by the magistrate was concluded, I think, around 1700 hours, but definitely before 1600 hours. So it was concluded that that is the end time.
On which date, sir?
On the 24th of June, 2020, my Lord.
24th June, okay.
Yes. So there was no activities of a confession by the magistrate or that was concluded in the evening. That is not true. I mean, and the document is available, which we disclose to the defense. But I want to go back, my Lord, to something that I've said earlier, that really I don't see a reason why a presiding officer, why the magistrate who took this confession will participate in these illegal activities of giving a confession, because it's a crime to police officers to go and assault somebody when she documented something and put a signature. I can't find a reason. It's shocking for me, my Lord, to say, even to try and comprehend that you can involve yourself in such, my Lord. It simply doesn't make sense, my Lord. And I must be honest, I don't really believe it, my Lord. I don't think it's true.
Uthi akakholwa ukuthi umantshi uye wathatha incwadi le ekuthi wayekade eyibhalile ngalesikhathini ize nikhuluma wayinika amaphoyisa ukuthi amaphoyisa bayokushaya bese bayakusayinisa. Uthi cha akazi isizathu ukuthi kungahle kube yini umantshi angayenza into enjalo umuntu osebenza ngomthetho. Uthi akayikholwa leyo ukuthi kungaba iqiniso ngoba leya confession iyenzwe emini icedwe ngabo 5 ayikho indaba yokuthi iqedwe ebusuku noma isayinwe ebusuku.
My Lord, I have few questions, but I request that we take a short
adjournment.
Yes.
What's your time, Mr. Balon?
It's 11, my Lord.
Okay, thank you.
he was transported with a Toyota Fortuner from Pretoria to Boksburg Magistrate Court on the 24th, which is opposed to, which is different from what is reflecting from the AVL.
Yes, so I'm saying, my lord, no, it's, I suppose perhaps he's mistaken, and I'll give a reason why I say maybe then he's mistaken. What I can say, my lord, is not correct. The Toyota Fortuner that was driven by Sergeant Mufane was at Benoni Police Garage for mechanical reason. The AVL shows that it was parked there. Now, the reason I'm saying perhaps it could be mistaken is that the vehicle that was used by the late Sergeant Mabena was a Toyota double cab, which was also white with a tent. So they look similar, 4 doors. The difference that the other one is a tent, the other one is a Fortuner. In fairness to the accused, my lord, that's what I can say. But the Toyota Fortuner was parked at the garage, and the AVL confirms that, my lord.
Uthi-ke ummeli nge-24 ka-June 2020 uNtanzi yena uthi uhanjiswe ukusuka ePretoria ukuya eBoksburg, ihanjiswa ngemoto yeToyota Fortuner. Ubrigadier uthi cha, Toyota Fortuner yayikade isesiphoyiseni saseBenoni la kulungiswa khona imoto. Uthi mhlawumbe uNtanzi uphaze imoto ebekade ihamba ngoMabena, umufi uMabena uthi bekade kuyiToyota nayo i-double cab inetende emuva. Mhlawumbe uphazeme ecabanga ukuthi uhanjiswa ngeFortuner ngoba nayo leyana imhlophe futhi i-double cab inetende. Mhlawumbe uphazamiswe yilokho ukuthi mhlawumbe le moto cishe zifana, kodwa i-Fortuner yayikade ingekho nge-24.
So when I say a tent, my lord, sorry, I'm referring to white canopy. My apologies, I said a tent. So
Okay.
you get a white canopy. Yes.
Uma ekhuluma ngetende usho i-canopy ukuthi leya double cab yakaMabena yayikade ine-canopy.
So I just want to confirm that on the 24th, when he was transported, you were not present at Boksburg Court.
No, yes, no, I was not present, my lord.
Bowungekho ngisho ngalesikhathi ezebe ehanjiswa ukuya enkantolo yaseBoksburg nge-24 uthi yebo bengingekho.
There's an evidence by Constable Jonathan, which I would like to read it on record to confirm that Ntanzi was not mistaken with another motor vehicle. Can I read it for you?
Yes, my lord, counsel can, but what I can say, the Toyota Fortuner, it's a fact. You can't compare. So how the AVL works, my lord, it's almost like a network towers. It's electronic. I'm not sure how one can manipulate it. Human beings perhaps can make mistakes.
Objection, my lord. He's not an expert when it comes to AVLs and all those. He's not an expert. What I was actually putting to him cannot be justified by an expert opinion. If this witness is not an expert. May I read it for record?
Yeah,
If it may please the court, my lordship, it is the record of proceedings of the 30th of October 2023, and it was cross-examination by Mr. Mgomezulu of Mr. Jonathan of ENPD SWAT. And at page 16, line 10, Mr. Mgomezulu asks, and I quote, okay, so where did you travel from there? Those quotes, and Mr. Jonathan answers, and I quote, from the vehicles, my lord, the suspect was in handcuffs. He was placed in a Toyota Fortuner of Sergeant Mohani, and then from Boksburg Magistrates Court, we conducted an escort straight to Moot SAPS. And on the same date of the record of the 30th of October 2023, this was now cross-examination by Advocate Mshololo. At page 64 of the record, Ms. Mshololo asks, Yes, Boksburg Magistrates Court to and from, and Mr. Jonathan answers in the Fortuna of Investigating Officer Mohani, those codes. Those are the two codes, my lord, as the court places.
Okay.
Thank you, my lord. From the record, as they speak for themselves, this cannot be a mistake by Ntanzi, mistaking a Toyota Fortuna with the motor vehicle you just mentioned. It is on record by a witness who escorted that motor vehicle from Pretoria to Boksburg, and it is your evidence that you were not present on that day.
Yes, my lord, but those two witnesses are also not expecting vehicles, my lord. They're human beings. They can make a mistake. Those cars are similar. What is factually correct with evidence is that the AVL shows that the vehicle was parked at the garage. It shows it. There's no dispute about it. I think it's parked there from the 22nd.
There's no dispute.
Well,
When you say there's no dispute, who testified as to that?
I'm being told that I'm taking it from counsel that the AVL expert has indicated. So I'm saying, in terms of the expertise, my lord, that if it's the AVL shows that the vehicle is parked at a particular place,
all right.
it's that shouldn't be a dispute, unless, of course, then those expertise are being challenged, my lord.
Okay, fine, no problem.
It's the same question that I posed on Mr. Dupree's, on these two questions that I just put to you now, and he did not comment or denied. He never commented, let me put it that way. He was an expert. He gave evidence of an expert.
On which part, my lord, if I can understand which part counsel is referring to?
I'm referring to the records that were read now to you or for the court. These records were read to Mr. Dupree's to confirm, to rebut his evidence of saying that motor vehicle was stationed at Benoni. May I move on?
Yes.
I just want to point out that our recollection is that Mr. Dupree did confirm that the AVL records show that the car was stationary at the Benoni garage.
Yes, let's move on. Okay.
Let's move on. Thank you, my lord. I just want to clarify something before I rest. Yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, you said accused number 2 signed the plea bargaining agreement, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, my lord, I think I said, according to my recollection, it did, but that will be an avenue that will be best dealt with by, I think, the prosecution. I know there was such engagement in terms of Section 105A, but those engagements were between, when I say us as the state, but in particular, my lord, I think Advocate Baloyi will be in a better position.
Okay.
Manje ke iphoyisa uJonathan liye lachaza uma lihlonywa imibuzo nge-30 zikaJune ukuthi niyena yaphi ukusuka esiphoyiseni ngalelo langa. Yena uye wachaza ukuthi bekade elandela imoto iToyota Fortuna. Ukhulume kabini uma ebuzwa ummeli wakho, ebuzwa futhi na ummeli wamangalelwa wesihlanu. Futhi ke uma kuqhutshekwa ke uyabuza ke ummeli wakho ukuthi le yancwadi le athi bekade ninesivumelwano noma ucele ukuthi nibe nesivumelwano sokuthi wena uzoba ufakazi into ezinjalo. Uthi yabuza ke ukuthi eyasayinwa na. Uthi ubrigadier leyo ncwadi leyo ucabanga ukuthi umuntu ongaba nalolo lwazi kakhulu umshushisi. Leyana yaka Jonathan uthi ayikho into angayisho njengoba noNgodi naye kuthiwa waye engenampendulo, kodwa umshushisi uthi uNgodi uthe leya moto yayikade imile ngalelo langa.
My lord, before as I've concluded, this is the last question for this witness, but we had a discussion with my colleagues, and I spoke to the SABC.
SABC. Yeah.
Only for the application, yes. I spoke to the SAPC regarding the recordings of the 27th of October 2020. There are certain formalities that we need to comply with.
But you want that you must make those arrangements, because if you want to use it, you must make those.
I'm just making...
Because this court,
Yes.
on record, this gentleman, Brigadier Gananda, says he was in court on that day, and what you put to him to say that your client, when he was appearing in the regional court, he drew the attention of the magistrate to say that I don't want this gentleman to represent me. Then the magistrate says, I can't listen to you because you are represented. And he, Gananda, says that never happened. So if you want to counter that, go ahead. I don't have a problem with it. Okay. But that's the evidence which is on record.
All right, nice.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, madam.
Right. Ciao. Yes.
And I think number one is amazing, this time, madam.
Yes, Mr. Baloyi, you say?
We just earlier on raised an objection against the question that was put to the witness that Mr. Dupree never commented when it was put to him.
Mr. Dupree.
Yeah.
I recall
about the
Mr.
vehicle
Dupree's
being
evidence.
parked at Benoni Garage on the 24th of June 2020.
Right.
In fact, he did comment as per the record of the 16th of November
16th
23.
November, okay.
It's page 36.
Page 36.
And his evidence was as follows.
For a couple of days.
Line 15, I think, says, this one the state was leading him. Said, my lord, on the 24th of June, this vehicle was at the Benoni Garage near Great North Road in North Mid Benoni for the entire day.
Okay. All right. Okay.
May I reply?
He's quoting the record, unless you say the record is wrong.
No, I don't say it's wrong.
What are you-
I'm just correcting my colleague to
Oh, I
say,
see.
yes, yes, place it on record that he was leading at that time when he placed that evidence. Then I rebutted that evidence during cross-examination.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Mr. Munisi, any questions for the witness?
Certainly, to have questions, my lord, but preliminary, there are issues that I would like to bring to the attention of the court.
Which issues are those now?
My colleague, Mr. Ngomezulu, has indicated that there is information that we had a discussion about. It is true. We had a look at the video that it is, which is in his phone's where is played in his phone. So it is imperative in our mind, and we are going to make that application. Then it is relevant.
It's a video in whose possession?
Mr. Ngomezulu has got it in his phone.
Yeah, so?
I'm saying Mr.
Yeah,
Ngomezulu has
I'm
got it in
listening.
his phone.
Yes.
And he showed us that clip,
Yes.
part of what happened at Bosbeck Magistrate Court,
Yes.
which is relevant to the question of whether or not Mr. Ntanzi refuted the fact that he owes no allegiance to Mr. Mjaiya.
Okay. Mchiako.
Mr. Mchiako, yes, the attorney, or the alleged attorney in
Okay.
question. We have formulated a very a consented mind around the existence of that video, and our formulation is to the effect that it is very relevant to the testimony that this witness, that Brigadier Kindinda, has just rendered to this court, insofar as Mr. Mjayeko having represented accused number 2.
Okay.
As I am about to start with my cross-examination, I feel a little bit constrained to start with it because I also need to refer to that video, because part of my cross-examination, my lord, is going to boil around the mandate or the power of attorney that Mr. Mchaiya, or the attorney, yes,
Mchiyako.
Mr. Mchiyako, yes, is going to boil around the mandate or the power of attorney that Mr. Mchiyako had to represent accused number 2, because the court would then, mindful of the fact that throughout the cross-examination of Brigadier Kinira, has been put to him that no, he had no mandate to represent him. But the video that my colleague has testified, has brought the court's attention to, and also indicated that he wants to make an application that it be played here in court, is central to that assertion.
Yes.
I am therefore saying to this court, my lord, that
So you've got a video now.
yes, it is there.
It's going to be shown on the screen.
I'm not so sure whether
Because you're talking about a cell phone.
that it can be
I've
shown
never
on the
heard of
screen.
a-
If it does,
Of
we
a
don't have a
judge
problem.
looking at
We
a
can
cell
show it.
phone, like I'm a member of a social club.
Excuse me.
I say I've never heard a judge using a cell phone
Yes.
as if I'm a member of a social club.
What I was just about to say, my lord, is that you are still making arrangements.
No,
that if it's possible,
I don't
then it should be played on
responded
the,
to
on the
Mr.
big screen.
Mziako that, Mr. Mgomezilu, that he's at liberty to show that video. And I said, he must also address me in the same vein, whether that's evidence, playing a video, whether it's evidence of a court. That's all. Didn't I say that, sir? Can play that video. No problem.
Yes, my lord, I do understand, but what I'm saying is, if the court then is amenable to the suggestion that that video can be played here and now, we can, with the leave of court, of course, we can request
going
an
to play that
adjournment
video?
that the necessary arrangement be made that it
Oh,
be shown
she's-
there, and we lay the basis why it should be paid.
Look, I've considered that you may play that video.
As it
It's
is
not
the
that
court.
this court says you can't.
Yes.
I say you can play that video, but me, I still have to find out whether the law in South Africa says a video recording is
Yes.
part of the evidence of a court. That's all I said.
As I'm saying, my lord,
Yeah.
we would lay the basis
Yes.
why it should be, or it should form part of the record of the proceedings of
Yes,
this court.
no problem, no
Thank you, my
problem,
lord. May
no
I
problem.
then be given the opportunity to have a little caucus with a colleague in preparation for the playing of that video as well.
Okay, Mr. Baloi.
Thank you.
My lord, the state is going to object
You see now.
to the playing of that video. There's only one way of proving court proceedings in section 235. Make
215.
No, 235.
235, sorry. Yeah.
Yes, 235 makes provision of how court proceedings should be proven.
Yeah, I've got a jacket on this.
We've handed up Exhibit EE that shows the proceedings at Boxspector Magistrate Court. The only other way, my lord, is to get the CD in question. We know that these videos can be manipulated. So we're not saying that is a position. But the only way of proving court proceedings will be to get the official recording of the proceedings.
Yes, you hear your colleague.
Slide there too. I just skipped my mind to address the court on the record of on the transcribed record of the proceedings.
You okay, yes?
We had actually requested those records from the state. I think it was almost last year, September, October. We gave them a formal letter saying that, can you please furnish us with the transcribed record of the proceedings on that day? Because we were well aware that the copy of a charge sheet that my colleague is referring to, which is Exhibit EE, that's a handwritten copy. And in that copy, God forbid, magistrates do not write all that what is happening and being said at court. They are trained to write that which they think is necessary for that particular day. But a transcribed record reflects whatever that happens on that day verbatim.
I don't have
We
a
have
problem
not
with
been
it.
finished with that information further.
So you're saying the state did not furnish you with it?
We made a request.
To the
we
state?
have not yet received it.
Did you write to the official transcriber of the court?
Excuse me, madam.
The official transcript as subscriber who records.
Is
this
the court
proceeding?
asking whether we wrote to him or?
Yes, instead of writing to the state alone, did you also write to the firm?
We did not, my lord,
Why
simply
not?
because the impression given by the state was that that will be made available to us.
Okay, so
The court
you,
did not give us an alternative that in an event that you see 2 or 3 weeks elapsing and then you don't receive this information, you're welcome to approach the transcribers themselves. The state gave us a legitimate expectation that sooner or later we'll be finished with that information, and it didn't. And that is very relevant and is crucial to what is now taking place in this trial, within a trial, particularly with regard to
fine.
the issue of Mr. Mziako.
okay, no problem.
Mziako.
So what do we do, Mr. Balui?
Thank you.
And you, how do you go about it?
Well,
To obtain a record of that day.
to start with, my lord, we don't want to start a debate, but the utterances by Advocate Nis are not correct. The only discussion that we had was with Mr. Ramusipile, and he was merely inquiring if there is a transcribed record, and we indicated to him that this is the transcribed. Or the only record of the proceedings that we have for Exhibit EE. And
Is it in cursive?
yeah.
It's not typed.
Well, we handed both the transcribed as well as the handwritten record.
So you've got a transcribed
Yes.
record?
Well, yes, it's the transcribed one, and we also handed up the
So what is the problem if you've got it transcribed? Why don't you give it to the council?
the handwritten one. Well,
So there are two.
yes, there are two, my lord. It's Exhibit EE in a transcribed form, and we also handed up the handwritten.
Exhibit EE
Yes,
in a transcribed form.
yes,
You gave it to the councils here.
yes,
So they have it.
yes. It serves as an exhibit, my lord.
So it's a transcribed, and that transcription is by the official recorder of the court.
Indeed, my lord.
Okay, and then the other one you say it's a written record.
Yes.
Is that the one of the magistrate
Yes.
when she was sitting?
Yes, the handwritten one.
So you all, so all of you've got the records of what happened that day. The only thing maybe you don't have is the clip, but they say Mr. Mgomezulu has got it in his phone, in his cell phone. Is that what you're saying?
May I respond? I think Mr. Baloi is missing the point when you say he finished us with the transcribed record. Transcription must be from the legitimate transcribers. What he gave us was a copy that is written in shorthand and a typed version of what is contained in the shorthand. There's no transcription. There's no transcription. There's no record that is transcribed. It's only a record that is written in shorthand, which is this one, and a record that is a typed version of what is contained in the in the record which is written in a shorthand.
And that-
don't have a transcribed record unless he has got it
Let
and
me
wants to share.
can you show the court what you
share
call
it in
exhibit
class.
what? EE.
It's
Is
Exhibit
it?
EE.
Just show me the exhibit EE.
Well, it's the
Let's see.
part of it.
Let's see.
ngamafuphi ke madoda okwenzakalayo ukuthi ummeli usukuma uthi unayo imibuzo angathanda ukuyibuza uBrigadier Mgininda, kodwa bakhulumile njengabameli bangathanda ukuthi leya video le ebonisa uNhlanzi ephakamisa isandla ethi yena akamfunile yamlilo yakhe, bangathanda ukuthi idlale ngaphambi kokuthi abuze imibuzo. Manje ingathi abazange bathole amaphepha lawa awaneliya ngaleliya langa la ukuthi bewakade ethayipiwe, kodwa umshushisi uthi banikiwe lawo maphepha lawo manje kusanaleyo ndaba yokuthi banikwa bawathola zange bawathole noma kanjani.
I think, my lord, to just cut this debate short, we will get we'll get in touch with the Boksburg Magistrate Court and see if we cannot get a CD of those proceedings. Then we can always...
Who was the magistrate that day? Havenga?
Havenga, yes.
Is he still a magistrate?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, then the court will have to call him. Is he still a magistrate?
Well, I assume so, my lord.
Well, you assume.
Yeah, I'll have to check.
Yeah. So he was the presiding magistrate.
Indeed.
And who was the prosecutor?
That's myself.
Right, and who was the interpreter?
The interpreter cannot. I think it's the lady. The lady.
Ms. Mufokeng?
Yes.
Is that the lady?
Testified. Yes.
Okay, let's call.
Mutlaping, Ms.
Mutlaping.
Mutlaping,
Let's
yes.
call Mr. Havenga. Is it a lady or a gentleman? The magistrate.
It's a gentleman.
It's a gentleman.
Yes.
Right. And obviously, you can't give evidence. And then the interpreter, is he still around?
Yes, it's Ms. Mutlaping. We'll just have to check. There were various appearances.
Yeah.
And we just have to check.
I thought, wait, I thought it's in connection with the first appearance. Is that not so, Mr. Minister?
That's correct.
The first appearance in the regional court. Hello, 27. Is that it? Are we agreed on that? Can you make arrangements for the...
Yes.
You know what? Actually, you must issue an official subpoena
Yes.
for Mr. Havenga and the interpreter, an official subpoena through the process of the court. So that if this case goes somewhere else, they must know that this court ordered that they must be subpoenaed. So that what they say must be part of the record of these proceedings. Okay.
As a court, please, but perhaps we're going to suggest that we first get the disc. And
Yeah, fine.
We all listen to it, and perhaps it might not be necessary for Mr. Havenga to come and testify.
Okay.
But if those issues cannot
But
be
Mr.
resolved,
Mnisi says he doesn't want to begin anything without having seen that video. He says he can't.
I said I'm constrained by that.
Yeah, constraint is an English way of saying I won't do it.
No.
I understand
I said I'm
English very well.
constrained,
I've got 4 courses in English. 4. So you're constrained. That's what you're saying.
Thank you, my friend.
So you won't cross-examine before.
I'm sorry, madam. I missed the point of the transcript record. Are we going to be provided with the transcript record?
Which court are you attending, Ms. Msholoi?
My lord, I was
We've been talking here, everybody's listening, and you haven't heard anything.
My apologies.
Oh, no.
That's why so that we can be able to engage the state on that order, that we must be provided with the transcript record.
Mr. Baloi, when are you going to make the arrangements of getting the disc, as you say?
we will commence with those arrangements immediately, and I'll get in touch with my colleagues. I'm sure it can be done overnight.
But in the meantime, Mr. Mnisi, can you continue with your cross-examination and reserve the cross-examination of the video or the recording clip? Is it possible?
My cross-examination was basically central. The nucleus of my cross-examination was around Muchalia and the mandate that we had. Thank you.
So, Mr. Gomezulu, you say you've got that video clip. Where did you get it from? Hello?
It was just a clip from TikTok.
What?
It's a TikTok.
Yeah, this is why I'm having problems with the evidence being gleaned from TikTok.
That's why I wanted to make it a formal request from SAPC.
Who's the gentleman in charge of that contraption, the recording of the proceedings? Was it the same firm which was in charge in Boksburg on the 27th of April?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
I don't remember offhand, my lord.
Yeah.
But, I should be, is it verbatim or Sneller? I'm not
Sneller
sure.
or-
Yeah, verbatim, one of those companies. But that we can find out now.
So what is the dispute about? Is that the fact that the gentleman, Mr. Gomezulu, put it to this court that in fact accused number 2 raised an objection
Yes.
in court to say he doesn't want this
Mr. Mjiako.
to act for him on the 27th.
Yes.
Did Mr. Mjiako subsequently also act, for instance, on the 28th, 9,
Yes.
10? Hello?
This is what is strange, you know, he did
Yeah,
appear
because if I chase and fire a lawyer today,
in subsequent
and then he comes
proceedings.
again, I fire him again tomorrow.
Yes.
It must be common sense.
Yes,
So
he
did he
did-
subsequently also appear?
Yes, but
And
he-
even went to Rustenburg,
Yeah.
appearing and cocaine also.
Yes,
Is that the evidence you have of you?
Yes, I think on the court will see on Exhibit EE, after the 27th, he did appear at subsequent proceedings, and he then submitted a letter. A letter was submitted on his behalf indicating that he was withdrawing from the proceedings. But that was after the appearance of the 27th of October.
Wait, yeah.
The court will see on the 27th, the
Yeah.
accused refused to enter the witness box.
He refused to enter
Yes.
the witness's box.
Yes, I'm sorry, the accused box
Sorry, okay, yeah.
on the 27th.
Objection, my lord, I don't know whether the state is testified.
No,
No, but this
it's
is
not.
it's
This is what is recorded here.
it's
Digital, wait. Digital recording. All accused refuse to enter accused dock. This is written by a magistrate. He's not giving evidence, gentlemen. Rights to legal aid, legal representation, explained. Accused number 1 refuses to respond. Accused number 3, I don't know why I am here. Our constitutional rights are not being considered. Accused number 4, I do not see the necessity of having an attorney. Accused number 5, I also do not see the need. Then it is signed by additional magistrate Havenga. That's what the record says.
And I think on behalf of accused number 2, there's an entry there that Mr. Mjiako
What about it?
appears on behalf of accused number 2 on the 27th.
On the 27th.
I don't have the
No, I have it here.
exhibit.
Date, the 27th October 2020, presiding officer Mr. H. Havenga, public prosecutor advocate G. Baloi, interpreter Madam Mashaba, defense, accused 1 in person, accused 2, Mr. Ntogozo Mjiako of Mjiako Attorneys, accused 3 in person, accused 4 in person, accused 5 in person. This is the record of the project. Just give it. Hello, Rose. Give it because they will see all.
They do have the exhibit, man.
No, they said they don't have these things. Just give them.
I confirm on behalf of accused 1 and 2, we do have exhibit EE. We are privy to
Were you in court, sir,
on
that day?
the 27th. No, I was not on
Yeah,
record.
because the magistrate says there was only one attorney, Mr. Mjiako, for accused number 2. I mean, the record of the proceedings says so. It's not me. I'm
But-
reading.
Like Mr. Advocate Munisi has said, my lord, and I stand by that. That's the summation of the magistrate of what transpired that day. The actual transcribed record will show us behind those answers.
No,
with
fine. No.
explanations.
Look, I don't have a problem. I just find it strange that here is a magistrate who knows a bit of the law, or the law, he knows it better than me. He makes in the record he writes that accused number 1 does not want to cooperate. And here, when accused number 2 is firing his lawyer, He doesn't write that. Just read that. He talks about accused number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. And the most important thing, where accused number 2 fires Mr. Mjiako, he doesn't note it. I'm just saying it's strange to me.
Let's then agree with the state that the actual CD will tell us what transpired.
Fine, yeah.
Yes.
But you guys say you can't proceed because the film is not being seen. And you know, hello, how many years are these discs supposed to be kept? Because
Well,
that's, which year was it?
2020 is 2024. Usually, according to the Archives Act, I think it's about 5 years or so.
5 years.
They should still be available.
Okay, fine. So you want us to adjourn?
It is actually not a want, my lord.
Of course, it's a want. You're constrained. And you want us to adjourn because you can't participate in the proceedings without first having viewed the video. That's what I thought you said.
It's a request that has been made before the court.
Okay, let's adjourn until tomorrow. So what are you going to do when you adjourn here?
We'll immediately get on the phone, my lord, and make the arrangements and try to get this here tomorrow.
And accused number 2 is raising his hand, my lord. Manje,
May I approach? Yeah.
umeli uthe uzwa ingathi kuzoba likhulu ukuthi abuze imibuzo leya video ingakadlali.